The waterfall is right next to the Chinese border, and you can see it behind there. I sure like their walls. Also, this is the entrance of the Chinese side, so a lot more tourists coming that way. The sign said danger area. It didn't say I'm not allowed to go down here. Alright, so it didn't make it all accessible for tourists. because you really need to go under here to progress. They did keep the best part for the end.
Okay.
While you see some video about the road to Dong Van, I will tell you about what I've experienced the previous night in Bảo Lạc. So I arrived in Bảo Lạc, which is a small town, more like a large village, at about 4:20 p.m. in the afternoon. And there was still a lot of things I wanted to do. I wanted to fix my bike a little bit, have an oil change, get a massage if possible, get a haircut if possible, go to the pharmacy, find an ATM, and of course find a restaurant and a hotel for the night. So the first thing I find is the garage. So I go in there and there's just two ladies there, an older lady and a teenage girl. So as it is usual in Vietnam, the teenagers talk to the foreigners because at least they speak some English because they learned it in school. So she informs me that I still have to wait about half an hour for the mechanic to return. So I ask her what's the latest time I can come back to. She says 7 p.m. So I tell her I go and do some other business first. So I find the closest business is the massage, and I think it's only gonna take an hour. But then it takes like 2 hours or so. So after the massage, which was fantastic by the way, I returned to the garage at now 6:30, I would say. And the mechanic looks at the bike and he tells me it's going to take 1 hour. I think this is quite a long time because it's only two small things and an oil change. But well, I tell him I'll eat some dinner in the meantime. He agrees, we share phone numbers, and I leave my bike and my bag and everything there. I just take my wallet and phone. So I walk across town and it's about 700 meters away, the restaurant I want to go to. And as soon as I arrive and order, he calls me and all he can say in English is finished. So I text him back in Vietnamese and I inform him that I just ordered food and I will eat the food first. And we'll come back at about 8. He texts me back, okay. So after I eaten, I quickly try to go to an ATM, which is on the way. But at the ATM, turns out I cannot get cash, and neither can anybody else, because locals tried as well and nobody was able to get cash. So I guess the ATM is out of money. So at this point I have like $12 left. So I walk back to the garage and arrive 5 minutes before 8 at the garage. And the garage is closed, so the shutters are down. So I text the guy. Well, first I knock at the garage door, but nobody opens. So I text him, the garage is closed, and if he could open it. Then he texts me back immediately with simply again, okay. I always text him in Vietnamese, and he texts me in English, which is interesting. Yeah. So I think maybe he's out of town at his family home and eating dinner or something. So wait 10 minutes before I text him again and ask him if he could please come open the door. And he just text okay again. So after another 10 minutes, I ask him when he's gonna come. And he texts me 20:30, so in about 10 minutes. So wait this again. And another 10 minutes pass. And I get the feeling that this guy's not coming tonight. So I text him again and ask him to please come by. And I fear that he's taking my motorbike and stuff, because I need that stuff. My passport and everything is in there. And nothing happens, and I wait another 10-15 minutes. At this time, I've waited like an hour, and I'm debating to give up and go to a hotel or go to the police or something. And just as I was about to give up, he drives past me with a motorbike, and he's very happy to see me. So he like indicates for me to get on the bike as well. And then he drives me like 100 or 150 meters further down the road to his motorbike shop. Turns out I was an idiot, and I was waiting at a different motorbike shop, which looked very similar, but yeah. So I wasted the poor guy's time for like an hour, and mine as well. And yeah, I was very embarrassed and sorry for the guy, but yeah, he was still in good spirits. So yeah, I paid the guy. And at this point, I had like maybe like $2 or $3 left. And I go back to the hotel. I go to the hotel. I never was there. I was able to check in without paying in advance. And yeah, so the next morning, first thing I want to do is go to the ATM, because I've heard that it gets refilled with money at 8 o'clock. So I go there like 20 minutes early, and there's already a queue of like 7 people in front of me. And apparently the ATM has money because people are withdrawing money. And after like 2 or 3 people withdrawn money, a bank employee shows up at the ATM and says something in Vietnamese. And then only one more guy was able to withdraw money, and then the second employee shows up and puts a sign in front of the ATM. And it's all in Vietnamese, and of course I kind of get what the sign probably means, but I pretend to be stupid and ask him what's going on, and he informs me there's no money in the ATM. I ask him if I can get money inside of the bank itself, and he just says, go inside bank. And well, I go into the building, and there's different kinds of counters. There's like one counter with like plexiglass dividers, and it's very busy. Many people are sitting there, and like 5 employees are working. Then there's a different counter without the plexiglass dividers and like a nice wooden table, and nobody is over there. And then there's one more guy that has a desk without a counter, so he's maybe like the boss or something, or the manager of the local branch. And I kind of looked lost there, and he sees that I'm lost, and he starts talking to me, and well, I inform him about the situation, and he says I need to wait 10 minutes for the ATM to be restocked. So I wait like 5, and he talks to me again. Yeah, I should just go to the market and maybe return in half an hour or so. I tell him, well, that's very kind and interesting idea, but I only have 7,000 dong left, which is like 30 cents. So he understands that there's nothing I can do in the market. And I wait another 5 minutes, and then he indicates to me to follow him to the ATM. And I don't know if it was due to pity that I simply had no money left and nothing to do other than wait in the bank, or maybe it was because he liked the fees that I need to pay for cash withdrawals. Anyways, he takes me to the ATM, which is apparently out of money. And
moves me past all the other people waiting there, and he tells me I can withdraw up to 2 million dong, which is like $70. And well, I do this and I pay a 10% fee, of course. The locals probably don't pay any fee. And after that, he closes the ATM again, so nobody of the locals was able to withdraw money. Well, I heard some complaints after that, so I can understand that they weren't happy for the special treatment, but yeah, I assumed it was because of the fees. Anyway, those are the two interesting stories I experienced in Bảo Lạc.